Hey world, it's being able to come back to another video, family. I just want to come back with this in here because you have the real news and the fake news, and there's a correlation between the real news and fake news that is intentionally not given to the public, so that your diversions and your attentions will be elsewhere. I don't know if you heard about those fake actresses that were found guilty of bribery rather, by allegedly, not allegedly, but actually paying off colleges, officials, and whatnot to have their children enroll at those particular universities. There were a couple of fake actresses that got convicted and are supposed to be going to jail for a couple of weeks. Really? They paying $15,000, hundreds of thousands of dollars to college officials. Uh, Having people take their entrance exams. This is fraud, and they get a slap on the wrist by going to jail for 2 weeks for bribery charges. That's fake news. The real bribery is when the federal government is not allowed to negotiate pharmaceutical companies' medications. What I mean by that, the government subsidizes the pharmaceutical companies like $60 billion. Okay? $60 billion a year. If you know that, right, then you got to ask yourself, but why should the government have to pay the pharmaceutical companies retail price for prescription drugs? These prescription drugs are needed for individuals to either maintain a lifestyle or maintain life. But when you have companies that are able to, charge exorbitant amount of money for these prescription drugs, and the government can't even get negotiate, can't get a deal. You know why? Because the congressmen, the people that you vote for, okay, your presidents, your congressmen, your senators, these people make the laws. And the big pharmaceutical companies and the banks make sure that they pay enough money to these campaigns, or these politicians or these politics will always put their interests first and not ours. You think it's an accident that you have thousands of people out here dying because they can't afford the medication, prescription drugs? And the same corporations that are, actually causing these sicknesses by the unhealthy foods that they provide for us are the same companies that are paying the politicians to continue to have them, sell us this crap. Because don't think for 1 minute, guys, we're eating meat. If you're a meat eater, if you are what they call a zombie or a sheeple, that means you're spending all your money on fast foods. You take your family to fast food joints where just consciously and just common sense wise, there's not that many cows and chickens in America. So how are you able to have 50 fast food restaurants, chicken restaurants, chicken and burgers? How are you able to have so many chicken joints and burger joints? Where are these cows and chickens? There's no way. You want me to tell you why? Because it's not real meat. It's processed. Go to the store and buy you half a pound of hamburger meat and make yourself a hamburger and see how delicious it tastes. Then go to McDonald's or Burger King or Whataburger, and I promise you, and look at that meat. If you telling yourself that that's beef, or you believe that's beef, you got cognitive dissonance. Okay? And the people that produces these GMO products in labs and that sells this to us, they don't care, because guess what? The Congress and the Senate, those guys don't care. As long as the money keeps flowing into their campaign, that's all that matters. And so, like I said, family, there's a difference between the real news and the fake news, and real bribes and fake bribes. The fake bribes, that's these fake actresses paying for their kids to go to college under the table. Like they're the only ones that do it. But see, they have to put that in the store, in the news, so that you don't really understand the true bribery. And the true bribery is when the banks, okay, can pay these politicians all this money. And in turn, the politicians say, you know what? We can have you file for bankruptcy on anything except taxes and student loans. Now, how is that fair? So guess what? As long as the bank's paying the politicians, it's always going to be that way. So now you have, and then when 75% of the Americans feel that the young people should go to school debt-free, how you got that many people that understand that, but only a small group of people decides what the law is going to be? Just like 75% of people feel that Medicare and Medicaid should be free to the public. You shouldn't have to pay for that. You shouldn't have to pay for living. But guess what? A small group of people, i.e. the big pharmaceutical companies, can shut that notion down by paying all these politicians money, and that way can keep them exempt from having to negotiate their prescription drug prices. All right? That's the real bribe, family. All right? So, family, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, and the notification button so you know when I'm dropping another video. And, family, in the meantime, between time, many more signs to bring you joy. And remember, there's a difference between real news and fake news. And being with is out of 5,000.